had a cat, her name was Rosie, and she had AIDS, feline AIDS. And so I went to a vet to get a recommendation, and vets can't give recommendations to their cats. So I could not give this cat, who was suffering from feline AIDS, I couldn't give her the medicine that she needed. I couldn't break the law. So if we think about the politics of it, first we have Merck, and these people are walking away with their parachutes, golden parachutes, and whatever, and Merck is taking a few cases now, but these are criminals. You want to talk about real criminals. These are people who knew they were going to kill people, and yet the marijuana people are made to be criminals. And I'm saying we have to change our rhetoric. And here are a few reasons why we have to change it. First of all, most of us, most of our lives, voted for people who didn't win, or for issues that didn't win. And we think that we're the minority, at least politically. And I'm a minority because, as you know, I'm a Haitian, and just because of my race, I've been discriminated against so much. But we are a minority, and or we think of ourselves that way. So when I tell you on this issue, we are the majority, most people have this revelation. Yes, we are the majority. Think about it. The majority of people think that medical marijuana should be legal, right? The majority of people think that people shouldn't go to jail for marijuana, right? We have the polls, right?
Right.
Marijuana is more popular than any politician, and I'll prove it to you. Montana, Bush won by a wide margin. Medical marijuana, a wider margin. Politicians don't like to hear that. But just think about it. Who would you rather spend an evening with? Some really good grade A sense, or any politician? On any given night. Well, I'll see you maybe next week. Okay, so this politics, when we look at it, that we are the majority. First of all, I want everybody to say, we are the majority.
We are the majority.
Let's say it all together, synchronized. We are the majority. Doesn't it sound damn good? But we are the majority. We don't have to explain to people, but marijuana is really good for you. We don't have to go and say, oh, well, the kids that don't worry about, we don't have to do that. People understand it. The only ones who are pretending that marijuana isn't good for people are the cops, and they're the wannabe cops, the judges and the prosecutors and all of those people. They're our only opposition. That's it. So we know that it's scientifically proven that marijuana isn't really harmful, and we know that the majority of people want it. So why isn't it legal? Well, it's a political issue, and it's a political issue with special interests. So if a person is harassed for marijuana, that's a political harassment. And if a person is arrested for marijuana, it's not just a marijuana arrest, it's a political arrest. And if a person is in prison for marijuana, and I don't care if they had enough marijuana to build their house with for personal use, they're political prisoners. And I don't care if they brought it into the country, they're political prisoners. And they are not criminals. The real criminals are the cops and the judges who know better. And the judge, I have had some personal experiences with prosecutors and judges who lie or who are deceitful. And not only in my case, but in cases that I did when I was an expert witness. And I will tell you, there is a conspiracy this is a RICO conspiracy, and the only reason we can't bring it is it's the very government that is performing a RICO conspiracy on us. And we have to think of ourselves in this term, and when we talk to the press, we have to do it in these terms, that these laws are nonsense. These are political laws only there to preserve the jobs of cops. They serve zero purpose. They do much more. Remember Jimmy Carter said, no law should be more harmful than the behavior that it's trying to regulate. Well, these laws do a lot more harm. Scientifically, these laws they suck. And everybody knows it. And it's a question of the elephant that's walking across this room, call it out. Say, well, I don't think the cops should be on this panel. And the reason is they have a self-interest. I don't think have you ever heard a cop saying, no, I don't think that patients should get 2 ounces. I think they should get 4 ounces. Did you ever hear a cop say that? No, they want a 1/4 ounce or something. And even when cops, it seems like they're with you and you know everything, it's a tactical retreat, a tactical thing, because this is a war over jobs. Are the jobs going to be held by the civil bureaucracy, or are they going to be held in a police state? And that's what this thing is about. And you have to call it as it is. When the cop is on a panel about marijuana, you have to say, you know, you're being a little disingenuous because you have a special, now I'm not saying I don't have a special interest in seeing marijuana legal. I might sell a couple more books. But say to the cop, well, you're being disingenuous if you don't announce to people that you have a special interest in this because it's a jobs issue for you. And before we go into that, we're not going any further until you admit that, yes, your job might depend on the marijuana laws because 1 out of every 20 cops or 1 out of every 10 cops is used to enforce marijuana. In fact, I hear reports. Is Dale here? No? I heard a report that 10% of the arrests in Oakland are for marijuana. I mean, we have hundreds of killings, but they're working on marijuana. And by the way, I'm not even talking about the Merck killings. You know, that's a special category. You know, just think, serial killers. Let's say you got homicide 2 for the killings, 50,000 killings, 50,000 years, off with good behavior. They'd be off in 25,000 years. So what we have to do is look at it this way. Every arrest is a political arrest. Call it as a political arrest. Ask why, when you're on a policy board, say the cop shouldn't be on the policy board. The prosecutor shouldn't be on the policy board because they don't know anything about marijuana. They don't know how it's used. They don't know how it's grown. They never wanted to learn anything about it. They're ignorant people. The only thing that they know about is looking at it, detecting it, and arresting people and forgetting to read them their rights. That's the only thing that they've learned. They should not be on any policy boards. They have no right to be. Let's get the experts on the policy boards. Let's call it like that. This is a political thing. These are, not you guys, but the politicians who are in league with them and the cops, because the cops are the tail that's wagging this big dog that's a...
We so happy we alive, we together can survive. Stop the bullshit, stop the lies, and now's the time to legalize. Tell me brother, tell me true, what the hell we gonna do? Remember the days we saw purple haze, 1 and 1 is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me? We so happy, we alive, we together can survive. Mother Nature, heaven sent, don't belong to government. Hey there, sister, what's the plan? Do you really understand? Remember the days we saw purple haze. 1 and 1 is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me? We so happy, we alive, we together can survive. Stop the bullshit, stop the lies. Now's the time to legalize. Half the world up in smoke. Where on earth can we take a tug? Remember the day